Update. My boyfriend said the N-word. For anyone who wants an update, here it is. Original. My boyfriend said the N-word. I have no clue if this is the right one to post this in, but I'm just going to tell the story. My boyfriend, 20, and me, 18, were on the phone last night. I am black, he is white. We have also been seeing each other for almost a year now. Now he knows how I feel about people saying the N-word in general. I rarely say it and I sure don't expect him to. We have also talked about him saying it before. Last night he was talking to his brother and he said it. He immediately apologized, but it rubbed me the wrong way. He had absolutely no reason to say it at all. I think when he apologized he expected me to be like, "Oh, it's okay baby, don't worry," but no. And his apology was more like, "I already said it, I can't take it back, and I apologized. If you want to be mad at me, go ahead." This completely caught me off guard. I felt like he was trying to invalidate how I was feeling, and I feel like I have every right to be upset. He was talking to his brother and it slipped. He wasn't talking about anyone or anything, he just said it. I don't care if you were using it in a disrespectful manner or not. The fact that he even said it makes me upset. It's now the next day and I'm still kind of upset about it. But I feel like if I bring it up again he is going to be upset with me, then I'm going to be the one apologizing in the end. My love for him has not gone anywhere. He is literally my person. But I know this is going to take me a while to get over, and I kind of see him differently now. I guess I am just searching for advice. Maybe if anyone has gone through this before. Let me preference that my boyfriend is a good person, but it did slip and IDK how to get past this. But I do know that I want to. Update. Short version. I tried talking to him about it, but I broke up with him in the end. He said things like, "You're making a big mistake," and, "No one will love you like how I did," and I feel like when he said things like that, it validated how I have been feeling for a long time. I feel defeated. He made it seem like I was wrong for breaking up with him and it wasn't a good reason. But I think it's more than that. I just felt so disrespected and like I didn't know who he was. The fact that he can even form his mouth to say the N-word, so casually. I know that he says it all the time. He told me that he doesn't, but IDK if I believe that. I am currently really hurt. I'm going back and forth with myself, asking myself, did I make the right decision? But I just know that this is something I wouldn't forget and it will always be in the back of my mind. He should understand the strength of the word, and I've talked to him about it before. Let me also say that he is not a racist. He is just ignorant and needs to grow as a person. But I'm not the one to educate him. He is 20. He knows the origin, and he knows the power. He is a good person, and I love him. Long version. I basically went on with my day. I didn't really text him until he texted me. He asked me how my day was and all that. I replied, then I asked him to just text me after he got off of work. We had made plans before to hang out at my house and I told him that I didn't want him to come over. He called me and I had been crying all day, so my eyes were all puffy and my face was super red, so he could obviously see that I was upset. He asked me what was wrong and I told him that I was still upset about what he said and how I felt disrespected. He didn't really have much to say. He asked me if I wanted to break up and I said yes. At this point he did seem more sorry now than he did yesterday. When it happened, he brushed it off his shoulders and tried to move on, when I was still upset. He is really sorry, saying that he doesn't want to break up and how disgusting of a person he is. I know that he is trying to make me feel bad about myself because he says things like, "You're making a big mistake," and, "No one will ever love you, like I loved you. We've been through so much together, and you're willing to throw it away like that." But he's also saying how much he loves me and how much he wants me to be happy. I feel defeated. I feel like I made the wrong choice. Does the good outweigh the bad? Is all of this worth it? I really don't want any criticism, the damage is done. Too long did not read. Me and him are no longer together. No one will ever love you, like I loved you. Seriously? That's a nail in the coffin right there. What kind of jerk says stuff like that? His words suck. You did the right thing. Maybe this will teach him some kind of lesson. You deserve someone who will respect you, and you are going to be able to find that person. He is only sorry that you broke up with him. He isn't sorry that he said it. You did the right thing. And for the people who think the N-word is just a word, and that I should have just moved on. I just want to guys to know that it's not just a word to me. It's more than that. The fact that I was in a relationship with a white person, he was someone that I've trusted, had conversations with about this subject. He knew how I felt and to me he understood that. When he said it I was shocked, disappointed even. I expected more to me. I expressed my concerns and he totally disregarded that. He disrespected me. If he wants to say the word, I'm not going to stop him. I am also not going to be in a relationship with him. He may genuinely not think he's a racist, and you may think he's not a racist, but we are kinda defined by our actions. You know how the saying goes. If it walks like a duck and it walks like a duck, it's a duck. He is not racist. Really? Stop this foolishness. Stop defending racist behavior as if your life depends on it. Stop making such bold declarations on the internet with exclamation marks as if they are absolute facts. Are you aware that one of most common statements that abusers make to their victims is, "No one will love you like how I do"? You are so blind to his disgusting nature because of your love and devotion to him that you are embarrassing yourself now. Go and have in-depth conversations with older, wiser black people who can guide you because you definitely need it. If I got into a relationship I would be scared to tell my boyfriend about my fetish. I, too female, have never been in a relationship. It's eventually going to happen, and obviously the topic of sex is going to come up eventually. I have a fetish that I like the idea of him being hypnotized, roleplay mind-controlled, consensually. Obviously this is not super common, so I would be scared of how he would react. I wouldn't want him to think of me differently or be weirded out, but I feel like I would want to eventually somehow tell him. You are overthinking it. I'm sure he'd be open to it, most guys would. It's not scat, vor, urine, bestiality, or blood play. You're probably fine. It doesn't matter what your fetish is. What matters is that you have a healthy and communicative sex life, which includes being open about your preferences. We've all encountered somebody with whom such things were not compatible, and others with whom it was. The more you stifle what you'd like to do, the less satisfied you will feel and probably start to think about how the grass may be greener elsewhere. Is it a kink or a fetish? There is actually a difference in the two. A kink is something that can be done but not required to get off. A fetish, however, needs to be done to get off. Like if it doesn't happen there will be no climax. You should figure out which category it actually fits into. And then depending on that explain to the significant other that it's a blank, and allow them to give their opinions. Sounds like an interesting and fun fetish. 27 male, virgin. Might be getting laid for first time tomorrow night, need advice. Found myself some new confidence lately, had a girl I worked with a while ago ask me out. I've been seeing this girl for a little bit now, been on a few dates, looking to progress things a little further. My birthday is this weekend and I feel like it may come up on our next date. I know this doesn't mean anything on its own, but I can't help but think things may progress at a faster rate because of that. On the off chance that I am wildly successful and end up getting to the bedroom with this girl, I feel like I could use some advice. Looking for constructive advice from men, women, anything that might help a first-timer. Any advice is appreciated. Don't overthink it. Stress is a boner killer. Also, don't watch too much porn and go into it with the fallacy that what you see in porn is reality. Quit porn from right now. Let yourself get horny so you don't overthink it too much in the moment. I am going to cover psychology. You've got plenty of sex advice. Approach this as something you guys are doing together. It's not just about you doing stuff to each other, it's about getting to know one another on this level and sharing what you each think is good. If you lose your erection or come too soon, that doesn't mean it's over or that you should withdraw from intimacy with her. This is about a shared journey. Be aware that there's a chance you could have post-coital sadness or euphoria afterwards. Don't get wrapped up in yourself. Remember to connect with your partner during the afterglow. Short and simple advice. Ladies first. Expanded. Don't round out all the bases too quickly. Make sure that she's able to properly enjoy herself throughout the whole experience. It'll make you both feel a lot better for it. First off, have fun. But responsibly. Wrap up and ride it out. If you're a virgin, you may not last long, which is completely normal. My favorite thing to say after not lasting long is, well, guess you and I will need to practice more. Enjoy it, dude. Take your time before penetrative sex so she can enjoy it too. Relax. Have a good time, communicate with her, make out, play with her breasts, if she likes it, find her clit. A lot of women do not orgasm from penetrative sex, so don't put too much pressure on yourself to make that happen. If you finish fast, you can still make things enjoyable for her and get her off via other methods. My 35 male best friend, 33 male, wants me to have threesome with him and his girlfriend, 28 female. My 35m boyfriend, 33 male, came out to me as pansexual 5 years ago, and he also is a drag persona in the weekends. Since then I've seen him go from relationship to relationship with countless men and women, as obviously he would tell me everything that's going on with his life. Very recently, he finally got together with this girl. They've been beating around the bush and flirting for years. Everybody in our circle knew they were a perfect match except from them. Anyway, they get together and one of the first things my friend tells me is that his new girlfriend finds me attractive. I laughed it off, but he jabs continued, i.e., "You should stay for night, you can sleep with us, it's cold. Why don't we get mad high and see what happens blah blah." Finally, a couple of days ago my friend told me he really wanted me to have a threesome with the two of them. So, honestly I kinda horrified. We have such a brotherly bond I find Thai's request to be almost incestuous. Besides, only the idea of them doing the deed is really yuck, it's like thinking about my parents. I don't know what to do now, I'm kinda avoiding them. Being almost asexual myself, how could he even think that such an idea would be okay for me? How should I behave now? Oof. Make a boundary with him and just be like, "I'm flattered but I don't see you guys that way. Please stop asking about it," or something along those lines. Just tell him that's not your thing, and even if it was, you don't want to fuck up your friendship. Blame this sub. Half serious though. Tell him you've read more than enough stories here that show threesomes between people who know each other often end badly, and you value the relationship more than the potential experience. Suggest that they find someone that neither of them know if they truly want to try a threesome. It sounds like he's looking for new and creative ways to fuck up his personal relationships. Just say no. If he is really your best friend, yeah, he may be gutted at your response, but he will respect it. If he can't, he's not a friend. Just politely yet firmly tell him that you don't view him in that light and you are going to decline. If he's really a good friend to you, he should accept that explanation and not push it.